How are you, my dear Earnest?
Future, of course. Life in the country is extremely boring. You have to entertain other people all the time. And with so many cups, saucers, and cucumber sandwiches, who's coming to tea?
Just Aunt Augusta and Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn is perfect, don't you agree?
Well, she's certainly very pretty, but the way you flirt with Gwendolyn is shameful, almost as bad as the way she flirts with you.
I've come to town especially to propose to Gwendolyn.
You know, Ernest, it's very possible that Gwendolyn won't accept your proposal. Girls rarely marry the men they flirt with.
Ellie, you're an expert in flirting, but you're mistaken about Gwendolyn. She loves me and I'm sure she'll accept my proposal.
Well, I won't give my consent to the marriage.
Your consent?
Gwendolyn is my first cousin. Before I allow you to marry her, you must explain the mystery of Cecily.
Cecily? I don't know no one called Cecily. Oh, boring. The cigarette case. To my dear Uncle Jack, with lots of love, from little Cecily.
Since you say don't know anyone of that one.
What does it matter exactly who or what she is? Just give me my cigarette case.
Okay, you can clear up the rest of the mystery later, but why does she call you Jack? Your name is Earnest.
Because my real name is Jack.
What? You told me your name was Ernest.
Well, my name is Ernest in town and Jack in the country. It's very simple. In this will old my Mr. Thomas Cardew, who adopted me when I was a little boy, made my guardian of his granddaughter. Mr. Cecily Cardew, young Cecily lives at my house in the country, in the care of a very admirable governess, Mr. Prince, out of respect. Cecily calls my uncle.
And how old is young Cecily?
She's 18 years old.
But continue, why are you Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
It's hard to explain. As guardian to Mr. Cardew's granddaughter, consider it my duty to behave in a serious and responsible way and to set a good example of gentlemanly behavior.
Certainly, I'm full of admiration for you.
Thank you. It's necessary for my well-being that let's escape to town as often as possible. So I have invited a week your brother, called Ernest, who lives in London. That's my dear Ellie is world story.
So, you have created a useful brother in London. That's very interesting.
If Gwendolyn accepts me, I'm going to get of my brother Ernest. Actually, I'm thinking of doing so anyway.
This very moral attitude does not suit you, my friend. That must be Aunt Augusta.
Good afternoon, dear Algernon. I hope you are behaving well.
I'm feeling very well, thank you. You are looking elegant today, cousin.
Thanks, Algernon.
I'm sorry, we're a little late, Algernon, but I was obligated to visit Lady Harbury. I haven't been there since her husband died.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta.
Now that we are alone, I have to say you something since I meet you. I've admired you more than any girl I've ever met.
Oh, I know that you admire me and admire you too. I feel it even before I meet you. Your name, Earnest, inspires such trust and confidence.
See, you love me? How wonderful, but you wouldn't love me if my name wasn't Earnest.
Why all this foolish speculation? I love you and that's what really matters.
Gwendolyn, I love you more than anyone and heart so darling. Will you marry me?
Oh, what a surprise. Of course, I will, my darling.
What are you doing, Worthing? You look ridiculous.
Ma'am, I'm engaged to Mr. Worthing.
Pardon moi? You are not engaged to anyone, Worthing. If you answer some requirements, I will accept you.
Okay, Lady Brasney.
How old are you?
29.
And what is your income?
Between 7,000 to 8,000 a year.
And where do your parents live?
Lady Bragner, I list my parents.
Dear me, I'm so sorry, but I advise you to find some relatives and produce at least one parent. Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Algernon, Gwendolyn said yes, but her mother is a monster.
Oh, that's true. Did you tell Gwendolyn the truth about your name? That your real name is Jack?
Certainly not. I don't have to explain anything. In my younger days, I once wrote a 3-volume novel myself.
Miss Prim, you are so clever.
Unfortunately, now.
I see dear Reverend Chasuble coming through the garden.
How are you this morning, ladies?
I'm sure it's good to do her good to have a short walk with you in the park, Reverend.
We might go as far as the school and back.
You are too much alone, Reverend Chasuble. You should get married.
There are many people in the church who believe a clergyman should not marry.
Mr. Worthing, we're not expecting him till Monday afternoon.
I'm very sad. My brother Ernest is dead.
My deepest condolences, sir. Well, I must go home now.
Uncle Jack, it's nice to see you. I've got a surprise for you. Guess who's in the dining room? Your brother Ernest.
I haven't got a brother anymore.
However, badly he's behaved, Ernest is still your brother.
You can wear mourning for a man who is staying in your house.
You're not staying in my house.
My visit here has been quite delightful. Cecily is a darling.
These visits have not been as usual. I was you please have journey to town.
I think this visit has been a great success. I'm in love with Cecily and nothing else matters. Cecily, you are an absolutely perfect female.
Thank you for your honesty, Ernest. Allow me to write your words in my diary.
I would love to look at it.
Oh no, it's simply a young girl's record of thoughts and feelings. But Ernest, please continue dictating.
Cecily, from the moment I met you, I've loved you. Will you marry me?
Of course, you silly boy. We're already been engaged for 3 months.
3 months? How is that possible?
Well, ever since Uncle Jack told me had a problematic younger brother, you've become the main topic of conversation. My name is Cecily Carter. I'm sure we will soon be the greatest friend. My father is Lord Bracknell. Have you ever heard of him? No, I don't think so. My father doesn't go out much. When meeting in public, one must drink rather a lot of wine, and it makes him feel unwell. Tell me, how long are you studying here? I live here. I expect your mother lives here, too. I haven't got a mother or any other relatives. My dear guardian, with the help of you, of Miss Spring, take care of me. I, Mr. Worthingworth.
Cecily, I liked you the moment I met you, but I must tell you that I prefer it if you were a little older and not quite so attractive. In fact, I prefer it if you were 42 at least and very ordinary looking. Ernest has got a strong nature, and he is a very honorable man.
I beg your pardon, Gwendolyn. Did you say Ernest?
Yes.
My guardian is Jack.
I was getting quite worried, and I wouldn't like anything to interfere with our friendship.
In fact, I'm going to be his.
I don't understand.
The announcement will appear in our local newspaper next week. Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me.
Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
If the poor man has been trapped into some foolish promise, I consider it my duty to persuade him at once.
I'll never mention it after we're married.
You are very polite. Ernest, my own Ernest.
Darling.
One moment, Ernest. May I ask if you are engaged to be married to this young lady?
To dear little Cecily, of course not. What put such a foolish idea into your pretty head?
Thank you. You may kiss me.
I knew there must be some misunderstanding, Miss Francis. This is my guardian, Mr. Jack Worthing.
I beg your pardon?
That is my Uncle Jack. At last, here's Ernest.
My love.
One moment, Ernest. May I ask you if you are engaged to be married to this young lady?
To what young lady? Good heavens, it's Gwendolyn. Of course not. What put such an idea into your pretty little head? There is some misunderstanding here, Miss Cardew. That gentleman is my cousin, Algernon Montescrief.
Is that your real name?
Yes. Is your name really Jack?
Yes.
I think we've both been deceived.
Gwendolyn, Cecily, the truth is that I have got a brother called Ernest. In fact, I haven't got a brother at all.
No brother at all?
None.
Then I afraid, my dear Cecily, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone. The men didn't follow us into the house. That's so that they are ashamed of their behavior.
I hope you're right, but they don't look very repentant.
Mr. Worthing, I've got something very important to ask you. A lot of depends on your reply.
I've also got an important question, Mr. Maincreef. Why did you pretend to be my uncle's brother?
To give me an opportunity of meeting you.
Ask you, Mr. Worthing, why did you pretend to have a brother? Was it to give you an excuse for coming to town to see me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Mr. Fairfax?
The explanation appeared to be satisfactory. Do you think we should forgive them?
Yes.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean?
Ma'am, I'm engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing.
No sense, Mr. Worthing. From this moment, all communication between you and my daughter will end.
That's impossible. I'm engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell.
You certainly are not, Algernon.
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
Is this the home of your friend, Bunbury?
No, he doesn't live here. He is dead.
Who is this young person?
That young is Miss Cecily.
I'm engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
Mr. Mowbray and I are engaged to be married.
Is Miss Cardew connected with any of the London train stations?
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of Belgrave Square in London, her base park in Surrey, and the Sovereign in Fife.
What proof is there that they are authentic?
I can show you Mr. Cardew's will if you wish.
Just one more thing, Mr. Worthing. I must ask you if Miss Cardew has got any fortune.
Oh, only about 130. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. She pleased to have seen you.
One moment, Mr. Worthing. Now I look at her, I see that she is a very attractive young woman. Turn around, dear. Oh, yes, you are indeed beautiful.
She is the most sweet, affective, and the most beautiful girl in the world.
Son, I see that you leave girl a lot. I suppose I must give you my consent for your marriage.
Thanks, Aunt Augusta.
Daughter, in a future you can call me Aunt Augusta.
Thanks, Aunt Augusta.
We have to go looking for a date and place for the wedding. Make the list. Look at the invitations.
Forgive me for interrupting her, but so that Cecily can marry that young man, first I have to give my consent.
Excuse me, I had not noticed. Sorry.
Do not worry. Cecily can't marry until he comes of age, but saying how much they are in love, I give my consent.
Cecily, daughter, let's take to him reverence for the date of your wedding.
Congratulations, my daughter, for him I'm going to give. We have to stay at another time to choose the date of your wedding, because I just found out that this Miss Spring in the church waiting for me.
Reverend, I've been waiting for him a while in the church.
Miss Prince, where is the baby? "20 years ago, you dated a baby, and since then, I did not know anything about or the baby. Where is it?"
To be honest, I don't know. It's true that Paul out a baby that day, and after a while I put it in a big bag that it was covered.
And where is that bag?
I left it in the wardrobe of the Victory Station.
Is this your bag? Examine it careful before answering.
Yes, it has my initial engraved on the paper.
This is his bag where they found me, who I am.
You are son of my late sister, Mancrew, and older brothers of Algernon.
Algie, have you heard? You are my younger brother.
That we will see.
And what is my real name?
You call yourself your deceased father, Earnest.
I knew you called me Earnest.
Son, now that I know who you are, I give you consent to marry you with Gwendolyn.
Thanks, Aunt Augusta.
Thanks, Lady Bracknell.